tell us about HEX, how you see HEX, like what you view it as, why you find it to be so special. Just take it away.
Well, I checked in the mining, right? And I did the math to try to figure out, would it be worth doing it? I had an option to buy skids and skids of ASIC miners to do that because I thought that this was the only way to do it. It always seems silly to me that you had to have a specific type of equipment. You had to pay stupid amounts of money for something that's literally nothing but a paperweight because it only has this one purpose. And the fact that it loses value the moment that you buy it. It loses productivity the moment that you start running it. So it just seemed like a money pit to me. And again, I was looking for something that would generate some sort of passive income. And when you come across text, it's like it's playing a video game that takes out the monsters, inserts a stopwatch, and then at the end of that stopwatch timer, you get a reward. I mean, it's really just that simple. But see, the problem is people like their monsters to fight. They feel compelled to action. They've got to do something so that they feel like they're doing something. And then, but in crypto, the funniest thing is about that, if you do have the right product, then the best thing you can do sometimes is nothing. Just wait. Um, so really, Hex creates a larger adoption space where anybody can participate with a limited amount of money, no barrier to entry, no special equipment to buy, no facilities to upkeep, no components to upgrade, no overhead, no employee costs to monitor. It's all profit, right? You have to pay your fees to get in and out, of your contract, but it's all profit for the most part. And the fact that not everybody can participate in Bitcoin, and we're seeing it now. We're seeing uh, Core Scientific and Iris Energy, Mikey's good old places, going bankrupt right now, right? Because they don't see that eventually the cost outweighs the production, and if the price goes down, they're in a hole. And Hex, you can just hold the coins. If you're in a position where you don't need to sell, that's when you're in the position where you're going to make the most profit. When you're able to set your own prices and say, look, I think this is worth this much, and I'm not taking a dime less, right? You have the power. But when you have to sell because of negative externalities, and you've got upkeep, and you've got loan, and you've got employees, and you've got all this, it's like literally digging yourself a hole that you're never going to get out of. So it's kind of, Richard says it's proof of waste. Well, it is. It's literally proof of waste. And people feel that they've got to lose something to gain something because that's how we're programmed. We're programmed that there has to be a cost. It can't be this easy. It doesn't make sense. We've got to do something. We've got to be compelled to action. Waiting is silly. Uh, People that are highly motivated people, their rewards from life come from being active, right? You don't get in shape if you don't go to the gym, right? You don't get the job if you don't call them off the hook and make sure they know you that you're alive, right? You don't make any money if you don't get out there and hustle, right? So we're trained and compelled to action that we have to do these things. We constantly have to be shifting, and then in moments of boredom, that's when we get out of our positions, or we start shifting and we start moving around because we feel that we need to be doing something. But with the right crypto, the best thing to do is forget you have any. Be in a position where you can afford to forget you have any. That's the thing. It's not a lottery ticket. It's a waiting game. You know, 4-year cycles. It's a waiting game. If would you even know if the price was down right now if you didn't look? You know, would you know? You wouldn't know. You bought a thing because you bought a thing. You expect that thing to go up in value. Does it really matter whether or not people are selling theirs at a discount right now? Eventually they run out. It's like even if you bought toys, okay? I bought up like supplies. Some I paid more for, some I paid less for. But guess what? Eventually, everybody else opens up their boxes, and I'm the one sitting there with the mint conditioned, unopened boxes, right? Same sort of thing. I'm in a position where I'm not dependent on that sale, and I can sit on things for years until the price reaches a point where I am willing to sell. That's where you have to be in a position, not dump everything that you got and mortgage your house and go crazy and put everything in. You need to be in a position where you don't need to sell. That's where the advantage is. So two people made money, most of the money in Bitcoin. It would be the people that were in a position that they didn't need to sell, like Richard, where he had enough money, regular income, that he did not need to sell his Bitcoin. As far as he was concerned, it was collectible. He didn't sell it until it reached the 65,000 top. We've got video evidence where he was upset with himself because he didn't sell $20,000. So those people made money. The other people that made money on Bitcoin are the absolute idiots that forgot they even held it and found it later. So you've got two ends of the spectrum. The people in between that tried to build businesses and do all this extra activity and trade and leverage and all this stuff, they got wrecked. The people that forgot and the people that were in the position that they didn't have to sell, those people did really well. Fortunately, HEX is designed in such a way that you put yourself in the position where you're not really going to gain anything if you unstake it and try to sell on the market when you've got very little at this early point in time.